Hey Gemini, welcome to your mid-month love update for the month of February. We're going to connect here, see what's going on with you all since the last love reading. And we're going to see what information is coming in for our Gemini friends around love. When I did your weekly forecast for this week, for the 18th through the 24th, I got a really bad headache. And I think it was because there was a lot happening in the crown chakra, opening up and awakening and looking at things from a different angle. In terms of love, I don't know. Maybe a lot of you are watching this video, but maybe like love is not your main priority right now. It almost feels like, for some of you anyway. We'll see what the cards have to say. I am getting the number 7. So 7 is saying to listen to your gut, to listen to your intuition about a situation or a current relationship or a prospect of a relationship. But we're going to go ahead and lay down the cards. I'm also getting the number 10. So some of you are coming into a time of completion. You're finishing something. You're wrapping up unfinished business with a person, preparing to move into something new, or you're wrapping up or ending a cycle that has been holding you back in your love life in some way. Let's see what the cards have to say about that. So we have 3 of Cups, Gemini, and this can mean a few different things. It could be that maybe some of you haven't been super focused on relationships right now and you've just been taking a more lighthearted approach and just wanting to go out and be social and just kind of find your people, find your tribe. Or you've just been like in dating a few different people. Sometimes with 3 of Cups, though, when it comes up, it tells me somebody sometimes is escaping dealing with their feelings by escaping into partying, escaping into being the life of the party, or getting a lot of attention. So either you've been attracting people into your life who've been that way, and you're just kind of over it, or it's something you're seeing in yourself and you're reining it in a little bit, like maybe you're just kind of trying to ease back on it or slow down. But 3 of Cups could be also just trying to find ways to give yourself credit for the positive changes that you have been making or the positive accomplishments that you've been making. I keep hearing upgrades. Some of you are wanting to upgrade. You're wanting to bring in a higher caliber partner, right? So like maybe some of you were partying or you were just being very social, and maybe you found that you were, you know, meeting people who were not like, you know, super loyal or that you could really consider in the long term. So I do feel there's some kind of adjusting happening here for a lot of you Geminis. Or you're dealing with somebody who's making some adjustments and they're trying to get more stable for you. We have Page of Cups. This is playfulness. This is flirtatious energy. But when I see Page of Cups, this also tells me that even though there may be flirtatiousness here and playfulness here, the heart chakra is opening up. When I see Page of Cups in a love reading, other than obviously the obvious, you know, generic, oh, it's a younger water sign, we hear that. Sometimes it's not a younger water sign. But when I see Page of Cups in a love reading, it gives me a sense or a feeling that we're dealing with somebody here who is just beginning to open up their heart, who's just becoming comfortable with letting somebody in and being able to like express themselves emotionally or to have the emotional intimacy. Like, you know, maybe with 3 of Cups, physical intimacy was no problem, but now it's like getting the hang of being emotionally intimate with somebody. This is also telling me, Gemini, that you might be putting a lot of pressure on yourself, or you may be feeling out of your element in some way. You may be feeling a little bit uncomfortable with this, you know, having feelings, having the feels. Maybe a little uncomfortable for you right now, Gemini. But the message with Page of Cups is also to take a little bit of a playful approach. Page of Cups is playful, right? So Find ways to do things to have fun. Find ways to do things that are emotionally fulfilling for you. And you're going to find people that share your interest or have things in common with you that you can maybe have a more solid foundation. And also when it comes to getting to know somebody, just, you know, people are people. You know, we're going to have common human interests, and focus on those, and don't put so much pressure on yourself to be impressive or to seem intelligent or to talk about deep things. You can take a playful approach here and just let that bond deepen over time. I feel a lot of you are dealing with a relationship right now that maybe you're trying to figure out how to move it along, like how to get it to move, how to make it happen. And this is saying just take a playful approach, take a lighthearted approach, because the more you push or the more you try to like get into the meat of it or down to the bones of it, you could be freaking yourself out and also pushing this person away. So don't put so much pressure on yourself feeling like you have to be perfect, or that you have to do things perfectly, or you have to come off a certain way or seem a certain way. Just try to just relax and be natural and take a more fun approach. Next, we have the Chariot. So this is a major arcana card. So a lot of you are dealing with a significant soulmate in moving direction. So I think some of you are dealing with a person who's helping you get from point A to point B in terms of whatever it is you're trying to fix or heal in your life. We're coming into the full moon. So this reading is, a lot of the love readings that I've done so far have really touched on healing certain areas of the love life. In general, guys, I'm a little bit more deeper. I'm not into the love spells. I'm not into the, the superficial aspect of things. My readings will always kind of touch on healing. But on top of that, we're coming into the full moon on the 19th. So a lot of people, especially with love, such an emotional topic, a lot of people are seeing ways in which they're wanting to take a proactive approach in healing certain aspects of their love life. I wish you could see my candle right now. Wow, I don't know if you could even see that flame. It's not even gonna, look how high that flame is. What in the heck, guys? Look how friggin' high that flame is. That is very, and I trimmed these wicks. It's taller than the card. Okay, so that's a very loud, strong, well, not loud, but a very powerful energy coming in. You guys are releasing a lot of energy right now, Gemini. A lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of ways in which you've been blaming yourself for, things not being perfect or not being where you would like them to be. But I do feel a lot of you have a very significant soulmate right now who's being understanding, who's being supportive, and helping you to see that you can have the kind of success that you're wanting in love. Those of you who are single, this soulmate could, for right now, for this moment, be a friend. It could be a sibling. It could be a pet, but you're just receiving love and support, and it's helping you to open up your heart for a higher degree of emotional intimacy. And some of you might be like, look, I've been wanting somebody to love me forever. My heart's been ready. Yeah, maybe your heart's been ready to love somebody, but maybe you've also been very hurt. And maybe there's just been some walls and things like that that are beginning to melt away and to come down. And you're beginning to move into action. You're beginning to move past whatever the previous blocks were. Another thing, too, is the meaning of the Chariot card is moving to, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I've read several different interpretations of it, and a lot of them have used the phrase running away to a sanctuary city. Right? I guess because of immigration and stuff, we hear sanctuary city a lot. But in the old days, it's like if you committed a crime, if you got to a certain place, you couldn't be prosecuted, or it was somewhere where you would be forgiven for whatever you did. And the Chariot is a card about getting to safety in that way. So some of you are moving into being forgiven for your past and getting to a place where you're feeling deserving to love and feeling safe for you to love. Okay, I think some of you have someone in your life that you're holding in a very high regard, and you're kind of telling yourself that there's no way I deserve this person, or I'm dreaming. Even if you're dating this person, it's like you're waiting for something to go wrong because you're holding them in such high regard. But this card is letting us know that you're going to be moving out of that self-judgment or self-blame and coming into feeling of, okay, I'm safe in this relationship, or it's safe for me to open up for my person to come in. Page of Pentacles, you could be dealing with an earth sign or somebody that has earth in their moon or in their rising. You may have earth in your moon or in your rising, and you're being asked, or just in general, you're just being asked to come into that grounded, stable earth energy, stability. Gemini, your angels and guides may be encouraging you to look at ways in which you yourself can bring more stability into your life. I think that for some of you who have had issues with different types of addictions, whether it was drinking or drugs or even being a workaholic or a shopaholic or a sexaholic or whatever it is, like, I think there was a searching for stability in those things, and maybe as you try to cut out those physically harmful behaviors, maybe it began coming into a phase or a time where relationships were an addiction. You know, maybe even having more than one person going at a time, or having a plan B, plan C, plan D, because that gave you a sense of stability, or that gave you a sense of, like, here's the security blanket. And now Spirit in the universe is encouraging you to find ways to bring stability in for yourself. You know, little things in routine that you can do that's giving you stability. Little things that you can do that is bringing you safety, or is helping you feel like you have a secured future. Little steps that you can take, little projects that can keep you busy. You're finding ways to stay grounded. You're finding ways to stay present in your body and not get into that panicked mind state. You know, Gemini, you all are in your head anyway. You guys are an air sign. Air signs are typically in their head, but you're learning to come into your heart and to come into your body and to just be physically present. And that is helping you with your love life. So you have Four of Cups that's coming up. So despite a lot of the progress that you're making at this time, you're not happy or you're not satisfied. I think, Gemini, you're being really hard on yourself. And if you're not careful about being as hard on yourself as you're being right now, you're going to end up pushing away a good thing. Either there's a person currently now that you're going to end up pushing this person away, and that door on that opportunity is going to close, and then you're going to sit there and say, oh, I knew it. I knew it wasn't going to work out. Well, no, it was going to work out, but, you know, maybe there's some self-sabotage that happened. Or those of you who are single, you're so close to calling in this person, but if you stay in this Four of Cups energy and not be satisfied and not give yourself credit for how far you've come or where you are, you're going to just completely and totally push away your progress and close the door when it was so close to somebody new coming in. The full moon energy on the 19th is going to be very powerful. And there was a lot of heavy energy for you guys in your weekly forecast. And I did mention that I'm going to have the full moon video up with some little exercises and at-home energy clearing things that you can do that I think would be very helpful for you guys, because a lot of that heavy energy is coming into your love reading as well. Gemini, you're being way too hard on yourselves. You guys are being way too hard on yourselves. Nothing is ever perfect, okay? But you need to give yourself credit for where you are right now in this moment. And you need to realize that nobody's expecting you to be perfect. Okay? Like, that's just you in your head being way too hard on yourself. Let's pull your message for your angel message or your soul homework and see what is coming up there in terms of that for you guys. I can't even talk. Be sure to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos, because that's going to add more specific information for what's going on with your specific personal energy. You may need a private one-on-one reading, which I'm having a special sale on this week, so stick around to the end of the video and I'll explain how the sale is going to work for those of you who want a private reading with me. Alright, so we're going to do your angel message, soul message. Ooh, ancestors. So whatever you're dealing with, my dears, you could be dealing with a very long time passed on dysfunction, okay? So maybe some of you are even mad at your parents, or you're mad at certain family members, and you feel like, you know, I would be a lot farther in my life, or I would have healthier relationships if you didn't screw me up. You know, you might be dealing with that. You might be dealing with frustration. You may be dealing with, you know, daddy issues or mommy issues, or ways in which your parents maybe weren't the most stable or best example for relationships. Or there could just be just certain things that maybe there were traumas in your family line, so there were certain things that weren't exactly talked about, either because they weren't culturally acceptable or just whatever. Maybe there were just certain subjects that weren't discussed, and so maybe you feel like you haven't been given the best tools to have the best love life. And this is being cleared. This is being healed. I think this is what many of you are releasing in this full moon. For some of you, or actually for a lot of you, most of you, I feel like as you're having these feelings and these frustrations, your family line, even though maybe you haven't met them, even if you're adopted and you have no clue who they are, they're showing up in your dreams. Those who've passed on, they're showing up in your dreams. They're around you. They're trying to bring you healing. They're trying to kind of fix the damage they feel that they've done by being these guardian angels and showing up and trying to guide you and lead you towards the healing and the love that they want you to have. So a lot of you have loved ones on the other side who are really, really not only rooting for you right now, they're showing up and they're trying to help you. They're trying to, like, you know, work things out in your favor, especially here in your love life. Okay, my darlings? So those of you who would like a private reading, I am having a special sale this week. I'm very excited about it. You know, anytime anything good happens, I believe we should pay it forward and do something nice. And I had my very first private reading booked by a celebrity. I can't say who, but very happy about it. And so to celebrate, instead of raising my prices, I'm going to have a special where 30-minute readings and 60-minute readings will be 50% off. So if you go to the description in this video, I'll have a list of what the sale prices are, and I will have a list or a little link where you can go online and book your reading. Guys, I'm psychic, but I'm not that psychic to where I know what the wait time is going to be. I don't know how quickly the calendar is going to fill up. And there's been times where I've had a special like this, and the calendar's been booked out 3 weeks in advance. If that happens, please don't be discouraged. I thank you for your patience. As long as you book before the 24th, you'll get the special price, even if you have to wait a week or two for your reading. I thank you so very much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to check out your weekly forecast for, you know, money, career, psychic development, spirituality, family, all that good and wonderful stuff. Thank you so very much for watching. Love you guys. Bye.